Track 1, Office and Office Spaces for Small and Emerging Companies. Several of our readers have asked us to write about this based on managing your home office, our earlier work on this subject. What's interesting is we researched it and found lots of books about creating office space, what you do with it, planning it, practical guides to doing it, and that sort of thing. But nobody started at the beginning, and this is the most important thing. What are you trying to accomplish? What are you trying to do? And that's where we should begin. It's rather like the cat in Alice in Wonderland. When Alice says, "How do I get to where I want to go?" the cat says, "Where do you want to go?" And Alice says, "I don't know." So the cat says, "Well, then it doesn't much matter which way you go." And that's the same with companies, organizations, and offices. And because people don't know where they're going to go, they create a hodgepodge of events which really don't work very well, as most of us know, going into office. So we're here to try to create the most functional, expandable office for you. And the first step is to talk to you and have you talk to yourself about what you're trying to accomplish and setting some goals for yourself. When talking about office planning, there's a first question you should ask yourself, and you should write this down if you can. You can always re-listen to an audiobook, so listen through the first time and then take notes the second. There are basically two kinds of organizations you can set up. One that is functional, efficient, does the work, gets it done, and essentially has a cool relationship with its employees. These kind of people are usually straightforward or libertarians in the sense of they don't want to intrude in people's lives and they want people to live their lives and do what they do. The other kind is the one that wants to build a community, a group, and to have fun together in that group. And you have to decide what kind of company you want to build. Now, the one thing these groups have in common is when you start out and you don't have any money, you really have to start out being efficient. At some point, you can make the transition. Even Google, who's created Google World, started in a simple, straightforward way. So at the beginning, you have to do it, and then you can make your transition to the grander scheme of things if that's what you choose. Our focus here is on new companies, small companies, and people generally with 50 to 100 employees at most. After this, it's a very different set of objectives. Now, you can learn a lot as a big company, but the problem is everyone but the CEO and the board really can't do anything, and it's hard even for them to do it. So it's much simpler for us to address the can-do, which is when you're starting, get it right, and when you're small, get it right. That's the time to work it out. I call it working out your curve in the minor leagues before you get up to the majors. Get your curveball worked out. Get your system down. Establish your brand of what you are. Are you going to be lean and mean and libertarian in the sense of not involving your people in a lot of things? Or are you going to create the kind of Google spirit where it's one for all and all for one? That's what you have to decide from the beginning. Since everybody has to go through the first stage, that is being lean and organized, we'll start there. And then we'll talk later about what you do if you want to create a group environment. The first and most obvious point, but the obvious should be dealt with, it's like the old cooking book. First catch the chicken, then think about how you cook it. So we're going to work on catching the chicken. The chicken here are the employees. You only build an office if you have employees. So everything is around your employees. What purpose are you trying to achieve with your employees? What are they doing for you? What do you want them to do? And how do you want them to do it? These are the core questions. So let's address that. First of all, as I learned myself, entrepreneurs and business owners have a very different objective than people working in that environment. You may be working hand in hand, but the owner has a different set of objectives than the worker. The owner gets a lot of fulfillment and money out of the equity, the company, and what it does. The big order does a lot for him. If you're the employee, that's not true. What you get is a stream of earnings, a certain level of security.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?